Hey guys, I just finished doing Somewhere North of Here by Caedmon's Call, and as I said in that video, I would like to tell the story behind how Tabby and I met and dated and eventually got married. I had just I had been married before, and it was a pretty crazy deal. I won't go into it here. That's a story for another day. But basically I was really just down, and I knew that I wanted to be a husband. That is the one thing that I've wanted since I was, since I graduated high school. Everyone was like, what do you want to do? What do you want to be? And, I know they mean career-wise, but I always thought I want to be a husband, and I want to be a godly man. And so, slight detour from that, but eventually I got to a point where I knew that's what I wanted, and I prayed a lot. I told God, I said, that's just what I want. I don't want any distraction. I don't want any kind of entertainment. I want a godly wife. And so I started looking on dating sites because I'm very internet and I love to use the online resources that are out there. And so in this case I got on a few different sites actually, and just had some hit and misses. And one time I actually went out with an old friend. It wasn't technically a date, it was just kind of like, I was really trying to get my feet wet and get myself kind of back into the swing of what it was like, 33 years old, what do you do? You're divorced, and now what do you do? So anyway, I wrote my story out on several different sites, and I put it up online, put myself out there. And like I said, met a few that just weren't right for me. Met a few that just weren't right. Period. But eventually, I got to a point where I was about to just say, you know what? I think I'll just give it 6 months or a year, and I'll try back again, because I just wasn't really hitting anything. And part of me said, it's just not going to happen right now. So I said, okay. And I gave it to God, and I said, all right, I'm done for now with this venture. And about that time, I got a message, and the message was very simple. It just said something to the effect of, I always get this wrong, but it said something to the effect of, you seem like an interesting person, or someone that is worth getting to know, something like that. And just real simple, and I said, that's interesting. So I went and read the girl's profile, and it was funny and intelligent, and I could tell from her profile that she was a Christian, that she was the things that I wanted, all the things that you could tell from a website. I mean, that this was a girl that I wanted to get to know. And so I sent her a message back, and I tried to act all serious and cool as much as I could, and it was hilarious. But eventually, like, sorry, just thinking back on it. Eventually, the next day I wrote another message, and I said, I think I might have come across a little too serious. I'm actually a funny, goofy guy, and I didn't want to put on a facade for that with the first, so I tried to make a better impression. And anyway, it didn't matter. She liked me from the beginning, so it was cool. She saw past my failed attempts to be cool, and she saw through to the real me. So we started calling each other like a day after that, I think, and we talked back and forth. And eventually, about a week later, I guess, 10 days later, we decided we'd go on a first date. And we went on our first date, and I lived in Lawrence at the time. She lived in Independence, Missouri, where we live now. not to spoil the story or anything, but we hit it off. Our first date was amazing. It was the best interaction between a female I'd ever had, period. And so it was really, really awesome. And the night ended very well. And I went home, she went home, and we went to Jason's Deli for our first date. I know it sounds kind of dumb and cheap or whatever, but it was something we both thought, this would be really cool if we, ate. Because I was trying to eat healthier and she was trying to eat healthier, and so I love the organic stuff at Jason's Deli. It's not an advertisement or anything, but so anyway, from there it kind of was a whirlwind romance. But a lot of that song was talking about driving back and forth between one place and another to be with the person that you want, you care about, the person that you have feelings for. That you start just doing that. And I was driving between Lawrence and Independence once or twice a week, and she was coming this way once or twice a week, or this way. She was going that way to Lawrence once or twice a week, and we just made it work, and we got to know each other, talked a lot. We spent really good quality time together, and eventually I really wanted to, I knew I wanted to marry her, but I felt like I didn't have anything, I was living with friends, I didn't have my own place, I didn't have really many of my own belongings. I didn't even have my own car at the time, because the car I had broken down, and the engine had exploded. So I had nothing, and going into the relationship, and I tried to be forthcoming and say, look, this is me. It's I don't have savings. I don't have the greatest of jobs. I don't make a bunch of money. But this is me, and if you want it, and that's where I resonate with that song when it says, I have nothing to my name, but I'll give you that, saying I'll give you my name. And so that's what I did. Actually, she had referenced once that she said, if you had a piece of string, like we were talking about getting married and getting engaged and stuff, and rings, and she said, I don't really care about diamonds or expensive rings. She said, if you just had a piece of string and wrapped it around my finger. So once I took a twisty tie from a little travel game that she had bought so we could have something to do on one date. You just have to know Tabby to understand how cool that was and just how great she is. But so I kept that twisty tie from the packaging of that game, and so one night we were talking about it, and I had all these grand plans of how I was going to take her to this dinner theater, and at intermission when they brought the dessert out, I was going to put a ring in the dessert and she would get it. And well, she was very, very against any kind of embarrassing moments, because she didn't know how, if she would be too embarrassed to even speak, if she would run away, and just different things like that. And she didn't want to give me the wrong idea, because she wanted to marry me, but she didn't want to be embarrassed. So I said, well, I want to marry you. I mean, I know I want to. And she was kind of like, you can say that, but it's kind of that whole principle of put up or shut up, do it. If you say you can, do you really want to? And it was really, really very, very cool. I mean, it's not going to go down in the history books as the most romantic proposal ever, but I grabbed that little the twist tie that I had, and I kneeled down and I said, Tabitha Rosalind Newman, excuse me, will you be my forever? And just in the place I was staying, just there, we had been sitting on a couch, and I just got up and kneeled down, and she stood up, and the whole 9 yards. But she cried. She couldn't actually say anything to me, but she nodded, and then I hugged her, and I guess the rest is history. We've been married almost a year now, and I tell you what, guys, it is a strange story, but I would not trade the story of my life for anything, because she has made my life that much better than, I have the greatest family. I have amazing friends. I have amazing church people from Lawrence, my Velocity church friends. Everyone was super amazing to me in my time of need, and just to put on top of that an amazing wife that God gave me it's just, there's nothing like it, guys. And so that's the story. And this song, if you want to go look at the lyrics, I'll find a link and post a link in the description of the lyrics of the song I did today, and you guys can go check it out if you wish. And just if you're in a place right now where it seems like your life is blowing past you, or maybe you've been through some crazy crisis where all of a sudden you find yourself divorced, or you find yourself after a long time of a relationship you thought was going somewhere is over, or maybe it's not that. Maybe you got laid off from a job that you thought you'd have forever, or maybe your house burned down, or maybe some crazy thing that has altered your life, and you feel irreparably broken from it. Let me tell you that when you are at a point where you feel the lowest, God still has something crazy cool in mind for you. And always remember that it does not matter if we don't know what's going on, like if we don't know what tomorrow holds. It does not matter. It's not our place to know, and that's okay. We are a created thing. We have identity and we have individuality, but in the long run, we have been given those things. We didn't earn them. Just from being born and being on this earth, and there's nothing we could do to really earn the right to try to decide our own fate. That's bogus. It's not true. And so just remember that, as crazy as things might seem, and as confused as you can get about why life does what it does to us, just remember that it's just a little tiny portion of our existence, and that there is crazy, crazy cool stuff that can happen to us if we just surrender and let it happen. Anyway, that's my story. That's what I've learned through life, and I hope you guys enjoy this video. Remember to like the videos and subscribe to the channels and do everything that is awesome and cool. And to my friends out there vlogging every day, you guys are awesome. I'm still working on trying to get my vlog up and going, what I want to make it about, or not just really what I want to make it about, but finding the time to shoot it and all that kind of good stuff. So cool things are coming in the future. But thanks for watching, and keep on watching my Year of Music, and keep on checking back here for behind the scenes stuff and more extras. Alright, bye bye.